What's going on, guys? Got my new selfie stick right here, ready to do a little more videos for you, a little motivation. Today what I want to talk about is the concept of mastery. We do a lot of things, and we do a lot of things well, but we have to ask ourselves, when we go out and do them, do we really master something? They say the magic number to master anything is to do something 10,000 times. And when we think about it, 10,000 doesn't seem like an actual big number, but when you really break it down and you do something 10,000 times, or the 10,000 hour rule, 10,000 hours is a good amount of time. It basically equates to around 10 years, give or take, without really missing a day. The people that master things are the ones that do the basics, and they do the basics very well. They don't really ever miss a step. You take basketball players like Michael Jordan. We think they had all these crazy moves and everything else. He really only had, a crossover, he had a jab step, and he had a fadeaway. Yeah, he could basically fly and dunk and everything else, but for the most part, Jordan really had basic moves, about 3 to 4 basic moves that he really mastered. You take Muhammad Ali, same thing. Wayne Gretzky, same thing. Kobe Bryant, same thing. These individuals aren't so much ordinary individuals that did extraordinary things. Well, in a way, I guess they were. They're mainly ordinary individuals that did ordinary things extraordinarily well. And that's what made them masters, per se. They really dedicated themselves to an ideal. So if you're going out there and you're trying to be the best at something, forget about all the fancy things you're trying to do. Forget about all the highlight reel stuff and everything else. Get very good at the basics. Advanced basics is what it's all about. I remember BJ Penn talked about a interview one time, and they're asking him, BJ, why are you so good in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? And for people that don't know, BJ Penn was a guy that was in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a blue belt. He was tapping out black belts in tournaments. He's called the Phenom because, he's called the Prodigy, sorry, because he's just a natural, he seemed. But BJ Penn was very big on the basics and doing the basics very well. If you're going to master something, it's doing basic things over and over and over again extraordinarily well. Doing basic things 10,000 times over and over and over and over again. So if you're trying to get good at something, if you're trying to become a natural at something, forget about all the highlight reel stuff. Forget about all the crazy things you think are going to be on SportsCenter, the things that are going to be on highlight, videos and everything else. Focus on the basics. We take a system that I'm, really into right now with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And up and coming, you see all these white belts, and they're all about the, berimbolo or the flying triangle or flying armbar. And the funny thing is, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, what it seems to be is that you learn the curriculum, really, most of the curriculum in the belt system, you learn from white belt to purple. And then from purple, you learn all the techniques you learn from white belt to purple. From purple to black, you learn all those same techniques, but you learn all the details, the fine details. And you really get it really dialed in. If you see world championship black belt matches, what are they tapping each other out with? Are they tapping other guys out with flying triangles and flying arm bars and all kinds of crazy crouching tiger, hidden dragon type of stuff? No. They're tapping them out with basic maneuvers. Nothing too crazy. Rear naked chokes, arm bars, cross chokes. Roger Gracie, he's a prime example of this. The guy is very good at the basics. He taps out black belts with basic moves, basic maneuvers, nothing crazy. So if you're trying to get good at something, a couple things to think of. Thing number one, success leaves clues. Meaning that success can be replicated and that people out there that are at where you want to be at, they have left a pathway for you to follow. They've left a blueprint. So A, follow the blueprint, whatever it is that you're trying to be good at. Thing number 2, get very good at the basics. Forget about advanced stuff. Do the same monotonous thing over and over and over again to become good at it. If you're in the business world, here's a prime example for you. Most successful business people, like billionaires per se, like Warren Buffett's and Ted Turner's and Bill Gates, you would think that these individuals have so much money and they would have all these crazy extravagant things. And yes, they do. But for the most part, they're individuals that usually get the same haircut over and over again. They eat the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner over and over again. They have the same morning routine that they do over and over and over again. They have the same clothing style that they wear over and over and over again. If you're not catching my drift, they're individuals that have a routine that's very basic. They follow over and over and over again, which doesn't make their lives complicated. For us, on the other hand, what are we trying to do? We're spending all our money trying to get the brand new iPhone. We're spending our money trying to get the new hip, cool clothes. We're constantly changing our style. We're constantly changing what we wear. We're constantly changing what we listen to. We're all these people that are at where we're trying to be at, they're just doing the basic things extraordinarily well. And for the most part, what they really do is they lead kind of boring lives, but they do the same routine over and over and over again. And that's why they're as good as they are. So what I'm telling you is this: get a routine, get a morning routine. Listen to some motivational stuff in the morning when you first wake up. Get yourself inspired. Read something motivational. Have basically 10 minutes where you walk outside giving gratitude. Get yourself revved up, and then when the day begins, stick with basic things. Don't make it complicated. And start doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Because like they say, success leaves clues. So if we're trying to be where these individuals are and where we want to be, all we have to do is follow that. They leave a blueprint. So if we want to master things, just remember this: it's doing the same things over and over and over again extraordinarily well. The more we do it, the better we get at it. Okay, guys, it's kind of a long one, but thanks for listening. Woo!